Hi, this is Robbie from Southern California. What I ended up doing was a very simple test with a few of the birds to see what they actually eat. Because a lot of us are simply wasting our money. We're buying seed, we're putting it out there, we're making a lot of these seed bowls for them, and they're not eating it. They're actually pulling it out and throwing it down. So I wanted to see what these birds, the smaller ones, enjoy. I started with 2 trays, and there was a little bit of sunflower in there and a little bit of parakeet mix and a little bit of other stuff. And I kind of wanted them to get used to the tray, so they would be able to come over here and know that, okay, it's not really weird. Those are jar caps, by the way, off of food containers and just a plate, a plastic plate. So I watched the birds fight for a little while, but they did get used to it. I think this is a good lesson for all of us because it is a wonderful lesson for me. So they started to pick through the different seeds, and I've got chia out there. So I decided to go with 4 types of seed. Here, I have got parakeet seed, which is in the green cap, chia seed in the dark blue, sesame seeds that you would buy for, our regular meals in the light blue, and flaxseed in the red. So I had my different cameras set up there. This is a Wise Cam that was set up, and I kept an eye on it to see what they would eat. And what we've got here are house finches. The male is red, female has no red on the head, and the one with the stripes here is a white crowned sparrow, but this is a young one. The white will come in a little bit later. They kind of did pick through a lot of the seeds, but I'm going to tell you something. I learned a lot on this. I decided that they're not eating the flaxseed. Now, this is a Junco. They came in this year, and we haven't had them in years, so we were so excited to get them. That is chia seed. Look at this guy. He really enjoys plain old chia seed that I bought from Walmart that I use for myself. And look at him go at that. He's like, wow, I found the mother lode, something that's really good. He's not going to find it out in my yard yet, though we do grow chia seeds. Then he went over to the sesame seed. Oh, that's a nice soft seed for a soft-billed bird. He liked that. He looked at the flaxseed and he skipped over it and went to the parakeet mix. This is a standard parakeet mix that you can get at any pet store. I don't buy a lot of the wild bird mix because I do know that a lot of times they don't eat them. They simply kick it around, pick out some of the smaller seed like the millet, and here they're spoiled. They want something really good. But he really did enjoy the parakeet mix, which is something we buy in 50-pound sacks for the birds here. You can see how he's picking through and he's eating a lot of the whole oats and he's going through and eating the millet. Now I went bigger, chia seed, sunflower seed, parakeet mix, whole sunflower. Oh, I'll tell you about the whole in a minute. I didn't want to buy it, so I literally cracked it. Yes, like you sit and eat sunflower seeds, I hold them myself and I got rid of the flaxseed. But I did put safflower in the green cup. Now safflower seed is good for parrots and some other birds as well, but it's a hard seed. Now look how he comes over. Oh my goodness, she's cracked me sunflower seed. He's got a very delicate beak, and he did pick through a lot of the cracked sunflower seed. In other words, whole sunflower. And we're going to go into how we can get that cheap because I'm not going to really go buy a lot of it, but I have some ideas I'm going to try. So we'll see how that goes pretty soon. But in the meantime, you can go to a health food store and get whole sunflower. Here, he was great. He's picking through the parakeet seed again. Notice the chia seed in the purple cap. It's such a tiny seed. I want to make sure when I put seed out that I'm going to attract a lot of different birds. If I put one type of seed out, a lot of the other birds that like bigger seeds, like the scrub jays or the grosbeaks, they may not come in because they really like sunflower seed. But I want to see what the small birds are eating. So I sit here and I look with you and I can see that the male house finch is trying to crack open, and remember, they can do sunflower seed, a safflower seed. He's working and working at it. Let's see if he can get it as the chickens roam around and get all the extras that fall on the ground underneath. And he's really working on it. It's a very hard seed. I think he got it. Look at that. So he's going to work on it. It'll take him a while, which slows him down eating everything else, and that's good. So he likes safflower seed. Now, the Junco, they'll pick through, like I said, a lot of different seeds. They're beautiful. Look at the male with the beautiful dark black head. Oh my goodness. I am so excited to have them. I want to make sure I can cater to a lot of these birds by putting out good seed that they want to eat. If they come to your feeder and they don't see the seed that, they desire, they simply won't stay. And that's what I'm trying to do. I want to make sure the Juncos stay. And let me tell you something. They've been here for weeks. They marched in the house one day. We had a house full of them. We had to get them all out. But they are really happy now. They come every morning to this seed tray to see what I've put out for them. Skip the flaxseed. Don't bother. I use that for myself. I love it. But for them, no. And I do put it in a blender and chop it up for myself. That's how you're going to get the full nutrition out of it. But for them, they didn't touch it. Nobody looked at flaxseed. So this has kind of been the winner of what I could put outside to attract different birds, which would be sunflower, whole, which is in the middle, hulled sunflower, which is in the dark blue cup, and then all the other seeds. Parakeet mix, add some chia seed in there, some sesame. And you know, if you can't find it, get it as an herb. In other words, let's say a spice. They sell it in big jars. That's how we got this. And then I can add a little bit in to the seed mix that I'm feeding them. So when the birds come and visit, whatever way you're putting out your seed, whether it's in trays or bird feeders, you can add in those treats and it will bring in all kinds of small birds. That's a female Junco. Notice how her head is a slate gray where he had the black head. So we got pairs. Isn't that amazing? I'm so excited. I hope they stay here and nest, but I don't think they nest in our area. But let me tell you something. If I continue to put out the seed that they love, there's a good chance with enough seed, and if they can find enough insects, then they will nest here. At least a few pairs. There's the male, female just took off. And then we've got the white crown that just left. I think the bee chased him off. And then the male house finch. So everybody's been happy with this selection of seed. And of course, the hummingbirds are my favorite. Oh, I shouldn't say that. I don't want to say all birds are my favorite, but I love doing the hummingbirds. So we're going to continue, of course, to do them. And that's the way I worked with the hummingbirds. Remember, I did a video on what sugar is better, cane or beet? Well, it doesn't matter really. But I usually use right now cane sugar. Look, there's a male, or I shouldn't say that. There is an adult white crown. Male and females are exactly alike. The brown ones are immature. So it's very difficult to see which is a male and female on the white crown sparrows. You'd have to really look at the head shape and the beak. So that's it. Did you get a kick out of this? Because I figured I would share this with you. And this way now I can get some chia seeds for myself. I can get some of the sesame seeds and just kind of add in a little bit to the bird food and entice more birds to come into my garden and hopefully stay because they get an array of all kinds of seeds. It's kind of like a surprise. So they're like having a party. And notice, having enough seed out there, everybody's fine. There's really no fighting. And they kind of just sit there and enjoy themselves, kind of like the hummingbirds. If I can treat them like I treat the hummingbirds, then there'll be no quarreling or very little. There's always going to be a little. So with that, have a wonderful day. Don't forget to eat what you grow. And tell me, what'd you think of this test? Was it worth it? Because I have another one I want to do. That is if you like this one. Bye-bye, everybody. Oh, gosh, I love these birds.